I accept what you're saying. Let's just concentrate, if we can, on this whole idea of an independent investigation, because your initial story has fallen apart once. It's been shown to be misleading. So I just wonder why no independent investigation. I know the IDF are investigating, but why no independent investigation? What are you afraid of?
Israel's not afraid of anything. It's not the first time that Hamas has used ambulances to smuggle terrorists. It's a matter of public...
In this incident,
when we've intercepted
let's just stay with this incident. What evidence do you have that there were 6 Hamas fighters in these ambulances?
So our investigation is taking place right now. It's going to be very thorough. It will be coming out very, very shortly.
Can I just ask you another particular question? Do you have evidence that they identified them as Hamas before they opened fire or after they opened fire?
I will answer that question, but I must tell you, firstly, that emergency vehicles should be used to save lives.
Yeah.
Hamas has turned them into getaway cars for killers. While our
but that doesn't mean you can shoot at every ambulance. I'm just trying to get to the heart of this
yes, of course.
question. You said you'd answer it. Were they identified as Hamas, these 6 Hamas you've identified? Were they identified before these troops opened fire or after?
So that's why Hamas themselves use ambulances to hide their identity. Army in the world does more to avoid civilian casualties than the IDF. And
Why did they hide I mean, there are so many questions here. Why did they hide the bodies? Why did they try to hide the ambulances? These are all questions, by the way, that many international organisations, it's not Hamas I'm echoing here, it's the UN Secretary General, it's the UN High Commissioner for Human Rights, the head of the UN Humanitarian Affairs Office, Tom Fletcher, it's the Red Cross, numerous governments, all saying it's unacceptable, all calling for an independent inquiry. So why not?
Mark, Israel doesn't fear the truth. We in here in Israel have not.
That's absolute nonsense. That is nonsense. I'm asking you a question. Why don't we be grown up about this? I'll ask the questions, you answer them. Let me ask you a last question. The Secretary General of the UN, Guterres, has just been talking at the UN. He said Gaza is a killing field. The UN capacity to deliver aid in Gaza has been strangled. Israel is not fulfilling its unequivocal obligations as the occupying power under international law. Just finally, your reaction to that.
So it's Hamas that are stealing the aid. 1.8 million tons of aid have gone into Gaza, enough to fill Wembley Stadium 80 times, not just the grass, but to the brim.
Let's go straight to our Middle East correspondent, Alistair Bunkle, who was listening in to all that. So, Alistair, there is a good deal of concern about this incident involving the medics, and I know you've been asking questions of the Israeli government over the last few days. What did you make of that?
And, repeatedly, David Mensah has refused to answer those questions and instead has been resorting to a tactic of speaking more generally about Hamas tactics, about Hamas's use of emergency vehicles. That might be true. I mean, I would point out, actually, earlier this year, the IDF were seen going into Nablus, a Palestinian town in the West Bank, in an ambulance disguised as a Palestinian ambulance in order to carry out a raid. So it is a tactic that's